Welcome to Rope Dropping Knowledge, where we guide you through the magic of Disney.
Okay, we're late.
Super late
this week. Actually late this week because I always say this every time we're late, but we do advertise that our podcasts are released on Fridays, but this time we're actually released on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday.
There's one time we released on Sunday.
Did we?
When my grandpa passed away, when we were going through all that stuff.
Yeah, we don't cancel episodes. We just delay them 1, 2, or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still going to get an episode at the same time this coming week. So don't worry. Yeah, nothing that was a big deal. It just we had a lot of just logistical stuff going on. You were coming back from a trip. We had work.
You're just more exhausted now after work. So you didn't feel like
it's weird, you know. It was funny because it's like I always avoided taking on I guess we call them leadership positions, but I mean technically because I'm in HR, I have to tell you everyone's in a leadership position. You're all leaders.
A lot of people are allergic to that word, though.
Leadership?
Yes. They want to be leaders.
I think that you're a leader regardless of your job title.
Yes. That's what I think.
Yeah. I don't care. And I always use the word janitor as if, that's some, type
custodial staff.
Custodial staff. And I use that simply because a lot of people would say, well, they're among the lowest, at least on an org chart. Mm-hmm. They would be towards the bottom. And that's, that's just kind of how it is. Doesn't mean that that's what they're worth. And that's my point. Mm-hmm. My point is that a janitor can be the greatest leader in their organization.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the case because then that means you have horrible people at the top. Yeah. But yeah, I've met custodial staff. I've met security guards who are just awesome leaders and are able to communicate with everyone and let everyone know what's going on. And because of their efforts, they make the environment at a particular work site just feel refreshing and you feel like coming to work, and then all the other negative stuff that you may have to deal with in your job is lessened.
Yeah.
And anyone can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take a CEO to be a great leader. And, when I took on this position, they gave me this, title and I started organizing calls with, the different divisions and stuff. And the first thing I say is don't pay attention to the title, call me. Let me know. I want open communication. Mm-hmm. I don't want, if something you think that I need to know about or I can help you with, let me serve you. You know what I mean? Let me do, what I do. Mm-hmm. And, I think that's all it really takes to be, what I would say a decent leader.
Yeah.
It's just being open, communicating, and just being willing to help, even if before you're asked. Try to anticipate the needs of others. So, but because of that, it is tiring. and you do, and I think it's more if you've been working at lower levels or just having jobs where you're more insular, it's just kind of like training for any type of sporting, type of endeavor. Right. If you're used to running 3Ks and then now you're going to run a marathon, you're going to need additional time to get up to that point. And that's fine as long as you're committed to that marathon. So, and yeah, I think I'm running marathons now, but that doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. It's something that I want, something that, I agree to, and I'm looking forward to it. So, as far as you're concerned, you've always been in a marathon. Your mom and your sister had a little bit of a reprieve this past week, so that's good. Mm-hmm. Always good to get your partner back with a little bit refreshed.
Yeah, I haven't been home, so now I'm home.
Yeah, we got other family stuff that we talked about on the previous podcast that we're going to be dealing with this week, but we want to be refreshed and be able to be there for others as well, just like, people are there for us. So, and we are going to be talking about, in the vein of leadership, have another cast member spotlight this episode.
Yes.
So, and actually what's cool is that 2 weeks in a row, we're going to have cast member spotlights.
Yeah. We've met a couple of really cool cast members on our last trip.
Yeah. So I told you guys when we first started this segment that it's going to be sporadic because it's only kind of going to align with when we visit the parks. Mm-hmm. But cast members are so awesome that sometimes you just meet like 2 or 3 awesome people at one visit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're going to start this week with one, and then next week we're going to have another one, and then probably the week after we're going to have another one because we're going to the parks next Saturday.
Yep.
The 21st. Whew. Yeah.
So
I think that's appropriate.
So we have a giveaway.
We have a giveaway that's ongoing.
And
this one
is the first order backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't post a close up yet. You did, but
I thought
you took it down.
Oh, I took it down?
Yeah,
Oh.
I told you I only saw it on Facebook, but not on Instagram.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, I'll do it again.
So the backpack, Brian will post a close-up video of it. Mm-hmm. It's a convertible backpack, but that doesn't mean it's reversible. It just means you can wear it as a purse or a backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And then a dark side collectible key.
Yeah.
Because it's red. It's the 2021 version.
2021, what was it? Star Wars Celebration one, right?
No, it was just Disney.
Oh, Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, it was something.
Disney Star Wars.
Yeah.
May the 4th.
May the 4th. That's what it was.
Yeah.
May the 4th collectible key.
Yep.
So, yeah. And so you can get this particular giveaway. All you have to do is, the rules for all of our standard monthly giveaways are all going to be the same. You basically answer a question that you hear on the podcast. Mm-hmm. And then you give us the answer via Facebook or Instagram, or both if you want 2 entries. And you know what? If you email us, I'll even count that as a 3rd entry.
Yeah. Because
we took away TikTok because that wasn't working very well. But if you go onto our site and you email us at info@ropedroppingknowledge.com, or if you leave a blog post, because I'm going to be posting all our giveaways in our blog. If you leave a blog comment with the answer, I'll count that as well. So I guess technically you could have 4.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm saying that because I don't think people are going to go through all that. So unless it's something big, because like once or twice a year we have like really huge giveaways. I still think most of our standard giveaways is bigger than what most people give away. You know, most other content creators, but this time the question is, who is your favorite Star Wars character? Mm-hmm. So if you give us that answer, you will be entered. Depending on how many mediums you give us an answer to, will be how many entries you get. And this particular giveaway ends on Saturday, May 28th, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we will be doing the drawing for the giveaway the next day, Sunday, the 29th. The winner will be drawn at random, must be 18 years or older, and live in the United States.
Yep.
All right. And we consider Puerto Rico part of the United States. So, all righty. Now, the wallet giveaway is ongoing. Yeah.
Although we have a plan.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
A little top secret plan. It's going to be kind of the fine, I'll do it myself type of.
To get rid of this wallet.
Because here's the thing. We have some banger giveaways, like in-park giveaways.
Yeah.
To give away. And we want to get to those. I mean, some of them are similar and some of them are just, but it's just like, this one's pretty good.
Yeah, like Dole Whip Float was like, gosh, I want someone to take this so I can see what the next one is. Not that she's going to be here or anything, but it's just curiosity, you know?
She might just fly out here, tackle us. But yeah, we have a little bit of a plan. So a little bit of a collab slice something. So we'll talk about that later. But no one found us again. So that's just an update on that. I like to give you an update every episode. So, but it is a Minnie Mouse Kate Spade card wallet. So nice, brand new, and yeah, if you find us at the parks, or if you even find us at Star Wars Celebration at the end of the month, you will get the giveaway.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have our regular monthly giveaway for you new listeners, and then we have our in-park giveaways. So we like giving stuff away. We like you guys. You guys are awesome. Speaking of, I got something.
You got something awesome.
Something awesome. Well, multiple
for
things.
your birthday.
Mm-hmm. The North Colorado. No, we had microbrew. I call her microbrew. And her sister Caitlin and Aaron. Yeah.
And Austin.
Let's not forget Austin.
Austin's mini brew's
fiance.
Mm-hmm. She goes by Adrian.
Yeah.
But you always call her mini brew or micro. I don't know why I call her micro brew. That's her Instagram name, mini brew.
Yeah. So I posted this already in stories and in the post. First of all, Austin made me this awesome 3D printed Yoda statue, bust. I guess you would call it a bust.
That's what it is? Oh.
Yeah. Well, you only have the torso and the head is the bust.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And which is awesome. Mm-hmm. Did it in green, which is appropriate.
Yes. That's also your favorite color.
And it's my birthstone.
And it's your birthstone.
Yeah, I'm an emerald. Taurus. And ironically, so are avocados. But and then they threw in this awesome birthday card. They love they get the best pop-up cards.
Yeah, Caitlin found that one.
Yeah, so that's
they each had a responsibility in your birthday package.
Yeah.
So Caitlin was in charge of the card, and
that's what secret societies do. They divide it up. Some people have weapons manufacturing. Some have finance. Some have weather control. Yeah. So
it's a pop-up Star Wars card, and I'll try to take a video to show all the details. But it was really
Tracy
cool.
is
it's Tatooine.
Looking at it today. 3 days in a row, she's been staring at it.
Yeah, because there's so much details. You have to look at all of it. Mm-hmm. So.
And then the funniest part is the I guess you would call them decals. They're stickers, but they're decals,
from Aaron.
And they're big, and they're avocado, like a half avocado cut out, and you can see this on Instagram and Facebook, and with the words "Hocus Pocus Guacamole."
Yes, avocado with a Mickey
is the seed. Yeah, and then RDK at the top. It's awesome. I don't know what I'm going to stick them on because part of me wants to just save them forever.
Yeah,
but I should use at least one of them on something. But I need something.
I'm going to put one on the refrigerator. Like, not to stick it, but just to hang it.
Well, yeah. I mean, but that's just kind of like saving it. I mean, we should probably actually use one on something. I mean, they're too cool. They're so cool. That's like you got to be really careful what you use it on because it's got to be something that's going to be
permanent.
Yeah, that you're going to keep for a long time, or So I have to think about it. Put some thought into it. Put it on Chapek's head. Say, hey, you can't remove it. I wonder if you'd do that. I don't know about it. But yeah, I think thank you so much, guys. Those gifts are so creative.
Yeah.
And they're the same team that sent us the T-shirts. Yeah, the No Colorado T-shirts. So yeah, it's an honor to be in their presence, in their good graces. So yeah, that really made my day. So that's awesome. Thank you. Love you guys. All right. So we went to Disney.
Went to Disney last Saturday. Mm-hmm. And we started at Disneyland for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Because we always start at DCA when a food festival is going on. Mm-hmm. But this time we started at Disneyland, and we didn't get there till really late, though.
Yeah. I don't know why. I think we just left late.
I just slept in.
Yeah.
We haven't rope dropped in a while.
Yeah.
Now that we have Genie Plus, it's like, meh.
Yeah.
But when we got there, most of the rides were closed, Not closed because they were down.
Some are being refurbished and some are just broken.
Broken, yeah. So Thunder Mountain was down. Indiana Jones was down. And something else was down. Oh, of course, Rise of the Resistance was down.
Yeah, that's always seems to be down.
Yeah, so that made the other big rides have a longer wait and a longer fast pass return time. So
yeah, it's
So we got there and we just had lunch. We just went straight to Jolly Holiday for lunch.
And we'll talk about what we ate there next week.
Yeah.
It was good though. And I haven't been to Jolly Holiday in like years.
Yeah, we don't go because usually they just have grilled cheese and salads and sandwiches, and it's like basic. So we don't really go there a lot. And the stuff that's seasonal, you can't mobile order.
Yeah,
you have to wait in line.
Like a hassle.
Yeah, it's such a hassle. So it's always because it's on Main Street, kind of.
Yeah,
and so it's always the most crowded.
Yeah, it gets a lot of the traffic.
Yeah,
and then you typically people are like hunting for tables because the type of stuff they sell typically is like soup and sandwich, or there's always some liquid to go with it.
Yeah,
so it's not like something that you're gonna want to carry a long distance.
Yeah,
so it's like most places in Disneyland or DCA you can. It's like, like a corn dog, you can carry it like a mile and then eat, it doesn't matter. Hot dogs, whatever. But it's kind of the Jolly Holiday type menu stuff, unless you're just getting like a macaroon
like pastry,
or pastry or something. Yeah, you kind of want to eat it right there and sit down. So there's always competition for seats. So what's going on? What are you pointing at?
I dropped my...
Oh, yeah, you dropped your...
Now it's on the floor and I don't want to put it near my mouth. Well, it's okay.
That sounds weird because no one knows what you're talking about.
Oh, I dropped that.
It's basically the wing guard for the microphone. For the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just put it by my computer. I'll put it on later.
But then it's still, you have to buy a new one.
No, you don't.
It's dirty now. Will you sanitize, maybe? I don't know. Whatever. Okay.
People are just going to hear a lot of hissing, like popping. That's what it protects it from.
Oh.
Like the P and the S sounds. So,
okay.
Doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay, so after we ate, we sat down. Then we went on Snow White.
Yeah.
Because everything Genie Plus was like, come back in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So
I made a Matterhorn reservation and they said, let's go on Snow White. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
Since the opening.
So it was the least amount of wait for a non-lightning lane. Ride. It was like 30 minutes. Peter Pan was 45.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, people got stuck on Peter Pan this week, right?
Yeah, I don't know when that was.
Oh.
Yeah.
that looks scary to get stuck on.
Yeah, Christina sent it to us, and it was like, it was scary because they turned on all the lights, and you're just hanging there.
Yeah, that's one of the few rides that's more scary when the lights are on.
Yeah.
Because you're in the midair, and it looks like you're just in a black warehouse.
Yeah.
It's just like, But yeah, that's weird. But Snow White was cool. I got to give Fantasyland rides a little more credit because if you're just there to chill and you like kind of take away the hype and just be a Disney person, like some of the classic rides are actually pretty just not, I don't want to say relaxing, but it's just kind of like fun, like just good old fun.
Yeah.
You're just on the ride. Yeah, it's not going to be a big drop. You're not going to be going like, 45 miles an hour like on Radiator Springs Racers, but it's just kind of like a nice, it reminds you why you're a Parks fan, And it's like, yeah, I could spend all day in Fantasyland. Even somebody like me who is, heavy into Star Wars and Marvel stuff. And I like, the 3D effects and a lot of the CGI type of rides. But if all of those things were somehow closed and I had to be in Fantasyland all day, even as a 51-year-old man, I'd be happy. I think I'd still have a great time,
Yeah, because when we went with Mia and Emmy, it was like we stayed in Fantasyland for most of the morning.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool. Like we rode Dumbo.
Dumbo's fun.
Dumbo's fun. Mr. Toad is fun. We didn't ride that time, but when Mia was
all of them
less than a year old, we rode Mr. Toad.
The only ride you don't like in Fantasyland are the teacups because you get dizzy.
I like it. I don't like that I have to wait too long. So that's why. But I like teacup.
Okay. Well,
just don't spin it.
Well, that's what I'm meaning.
Oh.
The whole point. The whole point of teacups is to spin
No,
it.
but the one ride we haven't been on is Alice in Wonderland. And I was telling you, let's go on that instead of Snow White. You said no, because it was 10 minutes longer. 10 minutes longer.
Well, we were right there by Snow White, so.
Yeah, but I want to go.
Okay, we'll go on next time.
Okay.
We will. She gets her sad face. You know, now you make people think like I'm keeping you from going on rides. Like it's my fault.
You never let me do anything. I can't get a beignet. I can't go on Alice in Wonderland.
You're such the politician because you give this impression of like I run things when we're at the parks. You and I both know I'm not running anything when we're at the parks. All right. I'm the ones being told where to go, what we gonna do. You know, if you want photo passes, okay, I guess Brian's standing in line for photo passes.
No, I don't get to have a beignet. I don't get to have a funnel cake. I don't get to go on Alice in Wonderland.
Only if we have other stuff to do. But, no, you run the show typically. So, yeah. We'll go on Alice in Wonderland on the 21st.
Okay.
If you want to make that a priority.
Not really, but okay.
What else? Oh, and then we went on Matterhorn, which is always fun. Mm-hmm. That's you know what? When I was younger, I never really.
Yeah, you didn't like that ride before.
No,
only because you didn't fit in the middle seats. Your legs are too long.
Yeah, because they have these straddling things where you're supposed to put. My feet are too big to go into little holes, so it's almost like I'm on
your knees, like on your face.
Yeah, it's like I'm on a squatty potty that's like super high.
Well, it's like bobsled. Oh no, because bobsled they lay down.
Yeah, you get to lay down. You don't get to lay down. So I have to be in car number 1 or 4.
Yeah, in the front.
And then it's where they have leg room, and then and they don't mind accommodating you because cast members are awesome, and. Yeah, now it's become one of my favorite rides.
Yeah.
So I love it. I love the back-breaking jolts and the and the abominable snowman, the Yeti.
Yeah, he's scary. Especially when the shadows, when he's coming out, he's like, coming out in the shadows on the side.
See, this is why we need to be on YouTube so people can see your face. You're like he's so scary. Oh, man. Yeah, people need to see that. Yeah, it is fun. I wonder how scared kids are. Like, what age would you recommend for Matterhorn? What, 7, 8? I don't know.
Because even if you meet the height requirement, like Mia, my cousins say they're not comfortable. They're comfortable with her riding Thunder Mountain because they can hug her. Mm-hmm. But with Matterhorn, you're in a single seat by yourself. So you really can't hug them and take control, like protect them, I guess.
Yeah.
So even if you meet the height requirement, parents aren't really comfortable with
kids. You have to be an
doing
emotional requirement.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, are you happy now? AmeriCorps just texted us.
Oh, she liked my post.
Yeah,
she liked my text.
What was it?
Kid Boba Fett.
Oh, right.
No, not Boba Fett. What's his name? Tamara
Morrison.
Not Tamara Morrison. Boba Fett. The original Boba Fett from
the Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars, or no, the prequels. I mean, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Liked one of our posts. Daniel Logan, right?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. He liked I think he's doing stuff with Star Wars Celebration this year.
Yeah.
So I think he might be there. But yeah. Yeah, that's always cool. Give him a shout out. I think it was probably just another gift from the North Colorado. Ordered him to do it. So no, it's cool because because he's like he had kind of like a cool arc. In the thing, because it kind of set up all. He was one of the characters where this was his backstory, and so it gave the backstory for Boba Fett, and it kind of, he did a good job of portraying like why he is the way he is as an adult, because this was his father. Mace Windu killed his dad. Mm-hmm. But he was also trained. Like, even when he was a little kid, he was training as a bounty hunter, kind of.
Yeah.
He was hitting Obi with the sonic the Sonic Mines or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's laughing as he's doing it, like he's like this little evil kid. So it was a great performance from him, and yeah, he was one of the highlights of that trilogy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome, noticing our stuff. So thank you for that. But yeah, but what were we saying? We
were at the parks. After Matterhorn, we went over to DCA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we only did like a couple things at Disneyland, and then we went to Toy Story, I believe.
Goofy Sky School.
Oh, we did that first?
Mm-hmm.
That's always fun. That was a long lightning lane.
Yeah.
The lightning lane stretched all the way out to like almost where Coco was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was pretty... Lightning lanes are getting kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Getting kind of crazy. But that was fun. And that's always what I call like the wake you up ride. So if you're tired,
it does wake you up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like an espresso.
Yeah.
Like you're like, whoa.
Afterwards, you're like, okay, now what? I'm awake now.
Yeah.
I got my second win.
Then we did Toy Story Mania. I didn't do that well this time. I don't know why.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
No, you.
Oh,
did.
it was me. I beat I broke 200 or something. Right?
You were 5,000 away.
Yeah. That's the highest I've ever gotten.
You get your personal best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I still don't know how to do on the first screen. Like I don't know, like these farmhouse things.
Well, I was telling you on the left corner.
The bottom or the top?
Bottom.
Oh, see, I'm always aiming. You told me the left corner, and I'm always aiming at the top.
No, left corner. There's always the fox, and when you hit him, he's 1,000 points, or he's 500 points. When you hit him, a sheep that's 2,000 points comes out. So you keep hitting him, so the sheep keeps coming out.
Oh, that's what you do. See, I'm always because she always beats me for the first couple screens.
Yeah.
And then
I just ignore all the 100 ones.
Yeah, and then when we get to like the alien ring toss.
Yeah, you beat me.
Then that's I just catch up and blow her away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from then on, I'm just, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, even my highest has only been 200,000 something.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to get like the super high, like the 500,000 types, you have to be a single rider.
Mm.
I mean, when I mean by single rider, I mean
only one in that car.
Only one in your car. Yeah. You're by yourself. So when you're at a screen, you get to hit every high value target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And a lot of people seem to be like, oh, man, this person must be great. It's like you'll look in a car because you'll be in a car and it'll say best in car. It'll say like, 300,000, 400,000. That's usually somebody riding by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you're with somebody, you're competing for high value targets. So, Yep.
So then after that, I decided to do the photo pass since it's not available until the magic shots aren't available till after 7 because they're in honor of nighttime spectaculars, nighttime shows coming back. So we were at DCA, so we did the Worlds of Color one. I don't think we shared it yet. We shared one picture, but we didn't share the one with the magic shot. It's where Symphony Swings are for magic key holders. And so
you got it up. Well, was it that one?
No, that's the one where we met the cast member.
Yeah, that we'll talk about
next week.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And then we saw another photo opportunity. This wasn't a photo pass, but it was just a photo opportunity with Turning Red. Mm-hmm. But it was hidden behind the jumping jellyfish, and it's like you see it, but you don't know how to get to it.
Right.
So we got to it. And then there was a cast member standing there, so we thought we couldn't enter through that way. And then plus the one person, the one park goer gave us the wrong info, and he did apologize. So he's like, "Oh, I think you're supposed to go the other way." So we went the other way, and then it was blocked. And we asked the cast member, "Well, how do we get there?" She's like, "Oh, go around the other way." And I was like, "Oh, but the other person told us to go this way." So I got angry. So, but she didn't get angry at the cast member. It's not their fault. But so, yeah, we went back and we did get a shot with the background of the Turning Red, which we also haven't posted.
Yeah. Well, we still have another week before we go back to the park. So I sometimes spread out our postings because I like you to see fresh stuff.
Yeah.
So instead of me posting like memes that are just generated by other people, Star Wars memes, even though I think they're funny. That's why I post them. But yeah. So those are cool. Photo passes, that's the one cool thing about the Genie Plus. I'm glad they throw that in there because I think that especially if you use them a lot, because sometimes you'll just see a photographer like we did this time.
Yeah. Before we left Disneyland, on our way out, we saw a photographer. We just waved him down, and those were the pictures I posted earlier this week.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, if you really wanted to get the max use out of your photo pass, you could probably get, not even including the ride photos, just like, land photos, park photos, you could probably get like 20 over 20 photos,
well, the popular
like 20 different
one
locations.
Is the one where you first enter Disneyland gates.
Yeah.
But there's always a line, so we're always just like, meh.
I know, but I'm just saying if your goal was to get a lot of pictures, like if you wanted to get max use out of that thing, there's probably in both parks together 20 minimum places where you could get it, and then you add the rides on top of it, you're probably going up to like 30.
Yeah.
So
I
it is worth
try
it
to flag them down, especially are the ones that don't have a line where they're just non-popular areas, And
then the holidays, there's even more.
Yeah.
Because then you have the Christmas trees, pumpkins, all that stuff. So, yeah. Ran into Provost again. Shout out.
So friendly and nice.
Super friendly. Chris. He's there by himself at night, just hanging out.
Yeah, doing some content, filming some videos.
Hanging out.
I know he's like friendly because when I was in Vegas and I saw some content creators in Vegas.
Not Disney content creators.
Not Disney, Vegas content creators. They were like, when I yelled out their name, not their actual name, but the name of their channel, he was like taken aback. Like he kind of jumped a little and he was like, oh, hi. And then he just kept walking. It wasn't like, I was like, hey, how you doing? And then I was walking towards you. He's like, oh, bye. And I'm like, no, I'm not saying bye. Come over. He's like, oh, you want me to come over with you? Okay. It's like, yeah, Brian's over here. So he walks with me.
Oh, Provost, yeah.
Yeah, Provost is friendly. So I was used to that kind of energy when I run into content creators. Yeah. But in Vegas, when I saw the Vegas content creator, he was like taken aback and he's like, okay,
well,
bye.
Vegas, you probably think you're trying to rob him or something.
No, that was just eating. It was like...
But you have to admit, running into somebody at a casino and running into somebody at Disney is a total different energy. It's like...
Well, I ran into them at a buffet because their thing is buffets around Vegas. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying content creators at Disney, it's almost like comparing staff at Disney versus a casino.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a total different vibe.
But I thought content creators all are happy that people recognize them.
No, there's content creators that are just conspiracy theorists and just all kinds of content creators run the gamut,
I suppose. I was like,
and it doesn't even mean that they're like weren't happy to see you. It's just that if they're doing Vegas stuff, like how many people, the chances of like somebody like Provost is at Disney parks like what, maybe multiple times per week.
Yeah.
And then he has his own thing and he's trying to get attention for not just his channel but for himself too, right? He even wears his uniform, the tie, the shorts, he's the fun dad. So is his wife, so is Amanda,
Yeah, he even says, say hi to me even if I'm filming, I'll stop the film and say hi, And
you're going to a place where there's really no magic key holders for Vegas. So when you're a content creator for Vegas, it's kind of like if somebody recognized you, it's like maybe 1 out of every 10 trips that you go.
That's why they were just like taking it. And I know not to bother people when they're eating or filming, but he was just walking by. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so, but I saw him later at the buffet getting food and stuff, and I knew that not to bother him, when he's doing that. They were filming and getting the food, so I was like, okay, don't bother him anymore. Yeah, he's already like freaked out that I like yelled out his name.
Yeah. It's a different thing. You're bringing Disney energy to Vegas. It's like, it's like a tear in the multiverse.
And then you have my mom, I watch you every day. And then she's like, oh, thank you. That's all. And then they just kept walking.
Yeah. They're not used to that kind of any attention, So, but yeah, it is. That's funny.
It's so funny.
I got another honey buzzed. Yep. I love that drink. I just, we don't go to Avengers Land that much. Avengers Campus. Yeah. But I'm glad we went this time because we got to see Moon Knight. Yeah, even though the show ended. I'm glad that they got his eyes like still lit up and everything.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
Costume's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted a little video of him. And then America Chavez was there, and we saw her in Doctor Strange the night before. Mm-hmm. So, she's kind of funny because she kind of
was walking around. So
yeah, and I don't think a lot of people knew who she was yet because I don't even think she had like a cast member accompanying her. Maybe she did.
Yeah, they stand pretty far away because now that you can go,
but she wasn't being mobbed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like usually you see mobbed.
Yeah,
Ant-Man was mobbed.
Yeah, so. And the thing is she wears normal clothes. Like, it's just a jean jacket, you know, and, like, black pants or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you see her walking around, and she could just be, like, a guest. You know what I mean? She just looks like a teenager walking around. So I hope she's not too disappointed, but she is a new character that I literally came up the night before.
You said, oh, we saw you yesterday.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, I need to go to Avengers. Spend more time in Avengers Campus. It's fun. Definitely fun. And now she comes out doing the Doctor Strange show, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then we ended our day trying to get on Monsters, Inc., but it broke down. And it gave us one of those universal passes, but we decided just to get some snacks and bounce. Yeah. But, overall, a good day. Fun day. Like I said, we're going to be back on the 21st, so... Yay. Pretty cool. The one thing that we did do is we went to the Magic Key Terrace. Mm-hmm. And you had reservations for that. And thank you for getting those. And yeah, it's fun up there. I like it. Because even when it's hot, and it wasn't hot, but even on hot days when we've gone up there.
The breeze is nice.
It just catches the breeze perfectly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we'll talk about our food there. I think we probably already talked about it before. I think because we got the same thing before, the flatbread. Yeah,
we got the same thing. We've already talked about it. But the drinks this time, we got something. I got something different, or we both did. But
kind of.
Well, no, I've had that before. We got the Billionaire's Manhattan. Mm-hmm. And you liked it.
Yeah.
I couldn't have more than one. So my second drink was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. But that brings us to our cast member spotlight.
Yes.
Cast members bring the magic. And we met Tim from Boston.
Tim was our server. Mm-hmm. He was really cool. Yeah, from Boston. He moved here to California.
Yeah, when he was
9.
Did you say he was 9 years old? Yeah, 9 years old. Yeah. So he's technically from Boston. Because
you know how their name tags have where they're from.
Yeah, we always say, oh, that was from Boston. But he worked at the Carnation Cafe for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then came to the Magic Key Lounge because I guess when they reopened after the pandemic shut down, they got choices. And he was like, oh, I'll try something new. Mm-hmm. And it is a big difference because Carnation Cafe is like, snap, snap. It's just constantly.
Serve, yeah.
Yeah.
Fast turnaround with tables.
Like if we would have met him at the Carnation Cafe, we wouldn't have gotten to talk to him.
Yeah, he didn't get to talk to people, get to know people. Mm-hmm. But he said it was more chill here. Magic Key Terrace, where people are just having drinks,
relaxing.
More slow pace, relaxing. It's not like go, go, go.
Yeah.
So he was able to, stand there a little longer to talk to us.
Yeah. So remember to tip your Magic Key people a little bit more because their volume's not going to be as great. Yeah. But yeah, he was cool. He said that his wife likes the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 drink. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that's like you don't really think about that often. But a lot of and even the cast member we're going to be profiling next week. A lot of them have families.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, well, what do you think? They all live alone. I mean, yeah, it's such a simple thought, but they give you such good service and you're like kind of interacting with them at the parks and you forget. And it's my fault because I'm in HR. I should know, I'm thinking about that, but you don't really think like, oh, wow, like these people are married, they have kids, They're
actually mortal.
They're actually, they're not actually part of the animatronics. So, no, but yeah, it's kind of cool because, especially when, their wife or husband or whoever, they talk about them enjoying the parks too.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, cool. And so to me, like, especially when our goal as rope dropping knowledge is kind of build a little bit of a community, which I think we've succeeded in. Having, cast members be a part of that as well is just awesome. Mm-hmm. So, one of the cool things, and probably maybe the coolest thing that cast members do, is they give you like some of the background and trivia. And he totally told us about the cat.
Yeah. So the Magic Key Terrace has been not rethemed, but redecorated, I guess.
A little bit, yeah.
And it's all like has tiles of all. Put some picture. I think I did put a picture when we were there, mm-hmm. but it has a picture of a cat. There's the pictures of the cat everywhere mm-hmm. in the terrace, and it's because there's a cat that hangs out around there.
A real cat.
That walks around. I tried to take she was kind of being kind of shy, so they were trying to like get food and tell her.
We saw her last time we were there.
Yeah, but we didn't think we thought it was just like the ducks, where they're just randomly.
Oh yeah, somebody's
walking around.
Emotional support animal.
Yeah, so we're like whatever. But they actually themed the Magic Key Terrace after this cat.
Yeah, so the cat's name is Nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Yeah, and you guys are going to be hearing this first. Well, I don't know if you're going to be hearing it first, but some inside scoop. There's going to be a drink coming named after Nutmeg.
Yes.
At the Magic Key Terrace.
Yep.
So you heard it here first.
So I'll try to post it because she was kind of being shy. So she was like walking away when I was trying to take a video of her, but you can see her.
Yeah. So the next time we go, we got to try the nutmeg.
Yes.
I don't know. Probably has nutmeg in it, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Probably. I'm thinking it's kind of like maybe it'll taste like an eggnog because that's the only thing that goes with nutmeg and cinnamon and all this stuff.
Yeah. But so thank you, Tim. Shout out to him. And you are our second cast member spotlight. Mm-hmm. Awesome guy. Hope to see you again real soon. And then next week we have this guy. The next week is like kind of a superhero.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about him next week. All right. So what do we got next?
Well, I just found a little bit of more little trivia, whatever you want to call it. But when I was in Vegas, my sister's friend lives in Vegas, and she follows us too. Marissa is a local in Vegas, so she has and she's a Disney fan. So she does come here a lot to Disneyland the way we go to Vegas, right?
Yeah.
So she was telling me about this place called the Golden Tiki in Las Vegas. It's off the strip, but it's a famous tiki bar that it's always like you have to make reservations if you want to go there. You can't just walk up, But it's a tiki bar inspired by Trader Sam's. So like Trader Sam's, but it's owned by a former Disney cast member. So that's what makes it special. Like it's like, the owner is formerly a cast member.
That's pretty cool.
They have brunch and they have Dole Whip float with dark rum.
Yeah.
So they have Dole Whip float with vodka, but the famous one is the Dole Whip float with dark rum. So
I wonder if Dole Whip float's going to go get another Dole Whip float in Vegas.
No, I think in Disney World they have alcoholic Dole Whip floats.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh.
In Disney World. So it doesn't have to come up. But for us, we can stay on the West Coast and still have
kind of the West Coast.
Not stay coast, west. But stay west.
Western desert, yeah.
Yeah, but they do brunch there that serves a lot of cool brunch stuff like waffles, pancakes, things like that.
I like brunch.
Yeah. So they highly recommend reservations if we go to brunch, and yeah.
It's so funny because I can't eat as much as I used to, just 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So remember we started out, I used to be the American complaining about family style.
Yeah.
Sharing food.
Yeah.
Now all I want to do is share food. Can we split that? Can we do that? It's kind of like our roles have flipped.
Yeah. Now I'm like, no, I want my own.
And I'm like, oh, no.
Let's go to the buffet.
Actually, if you follow the history of our podcast, you could see that our roles have flipped. Because I used to complain about it on the podcast. Like, I want my own stuff. Now I'm like, can we share? Oh, boy. You'll just see the history of our lives. Just listen, if you listen long enough.
Yes. So it's the Golden Tiki in Las Vegas.
Yes. All right. What's next?
So there's a bunch of stuff here. As you know, the Walt Disney Company had their quarterly earnings call. Yeah, their quarterly earnings call last Wednesday.
Their stock right now is $103. So
yeah, even though they pulled $19.2 billion in revenues in the second quarter.
Yeah, the whole market's down, but yes.
But shortly after the report was released, the stock went up though.
Mm-hmm.
And then $6.7 billion of that was due to revenue for Disney parks. And they still boast that domestic Disney park guests per capita spending grew more than 40% over 2019 and 20% increase since the first quarter of 2022. And again, they contributed this to Lightning Lane and price increases in food and merch.
Right. So
like
the last quarterly call was the streaming. Now this time they're saying it's the parks.
The last one, the parks made some money too, and they still said it was because of, like you said, the short-term growth in tourism, right? Where they're focusing on the people who are spending money in the parks.
Right.
So that was due to that. And Chapek also double downs and credits the profit to the reservation system, saying that if you know how many guests will be in attendance on a certain day, you can forecast food, beverages, merch, staffing needs, and all that.
And a lot of people who really don't run businesses or, they're not in operations management. What happens is that a big part of a company's loss, what did we go on there, in the red, is it has to do with what's called waste, right? And so there's a lot of stuff, and Disney stuff is a lot of stuff is food.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, they can't just keep all week.
That's true.
So if they get the estimate wrong, they could be spending, like tens of thousands of dollars that they have to throw away.
Yeah.
Or
and
donate
then
or whatever.
On the day that they get the opposite, where they don't have enough, right?
Exactly.
And then people get mad or whatever.
Get mad, right.
Yeah.
So with the reservation system, that will help you determine your, you always want what they have like, variable costs, and then they have fixed costs, right? So like your car payment would be a fixed cost. Every month exactly it's going to be the same. Your mortgage rate would typically is what we call a fixed cost, right? Every month, unless you have an adjustable mortgage, which we don't recommend, and that's probably what happened in 2008 when the housing market crashed. A lot of people's mortgages readjusted and they walked away from their homes. So, but if you know what you're paying, what your costs are, is close to the dollar, every month, every quarter, whatever, it helps you control waste. And it helps you allocate funds appropriately. And believe it or not, for a company, the larger your company is, that scales. And so you're able to move things around and just save a lot of, revenue that way. And it's just kind of, it turns into profit because it's something that as a system they didn't have before. As far as guests, especially Magic Key holders, we get annoyed with the reservation system. There's still a pending lawsuit regarding the reservation system. But I can see from a business standpoint why somebody would want it. And that's why I've always predicted they're never going to get rid of it. So,
yeah.
And another thing that Chapek said is that due to the per capita spending per guest, is something that, they don't have to just rely on increased ticket prices.
Yeah.
So, I think that ticket prices are still going to raise every year anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll just be the amount that they can control, but I think like pretty much every February they raise it.
Yeah.
So, I'll be surprised if next February they don't, because especially since people are used to it. So why not take that profit if, it's not going to discourage people from coming to the parks. So.
True. And even the CFO was saying that limiting attendance through the reservation system allows them to increase each guest enjoyment, right? So, like, she also thinks, like, returning of the meet and greet and nighttime spectaculars is part of the reason why people are, willing to spend money more, so.
And the more I think about it with the reservation system, let's say we do get another pandemic wave, right? In California, we're very, we're not we're not a conservative state, but when it comes to lockdowns, we're pretty conservative. We lock things up real quick here. So I think we might, as guests, as Magic key holders, pass holders, whatever you want to call us, we might enjoy, I don't enjoy is not the right word. We might appreciate the fact that they are able to maybe come down somewhere in the middle. So if we have a surge, maybe they don't shut the entire parks down for a long period of time. Maybe they can just reduce capacity, put masks back on, and we can still go to the parks. Yeah. As opposed to be like, you know what? We're shutting all the parks down. Yeah. And that gives them that leverage to go to the state, say, hey, we can come down somewhere in the middle. It doesn't have to be open or closed. Yeah. We can do.
I don't think we're going to have another shutdown.
You never know. You never know.
Because, all the politicians are scared of that. So.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess what I'm saying is that there are now things that are in place. They have an infrastructure to where they can do. And it's not just about the politicians, because there's a lot of people, and a lot of people keep thinking the people who were like anti-shutdown and anti-mask, like they're loud, but politicians don't do things that don't poll well. And if the polling says that, hey, your constituents, maybe not nationwide, but the people who actually vote for you in your state or your municipality are for shutdowns, that's what you're going to do. Right. So a lot of people like blame politicians sometimes for like, you're taking away our freedoms, but it's kind of like, no, they're kind of listening to their people. Their people just aren't as loud as your people, but they still want to get reelected. So you kind of have to look at it like that. Because a lot of people are like, why are they shutting all these things down? Well, if you were looking at the polling, a lot of people weren't necessarily against that in California.
In California,
yeah. In Florida, Texas, they were, but not in California. So.
Okay. And then in other things from the earnings call was Disney Plus grew to 137.7 million subscribers as of April 2nd. And that's a 33% increase from a year earlier. But more importantly, it shows that Disney Plus subscribers growth held up relatively well in the latest quarter. Yeah. Climbing by 7.9 million from the previous 3 months.
And I think what's important is that we talked about the kind of like, I don't want to say collapse, but the Netflix
decline in membership.
Super decline, like rapid decline. Losing over like 200,000 subscribers, like in just a couple of months or whatever. But the fact that Disney Plus is still gaining, means that this isn't really an attack on streaming. And I mean, it's not like, doom and gloom for streaming. Streaming is still the future. Yeah. And Disney Plus is still going to come out with good stuff. And everything I said, we already talked about the Netflix stuff, but Disney Plus just has better content. And I'm not saying that Netflix can actually it's not that Netflix can't get better content, but they don't have like good IPs. They have They have The Witcher, they have Stranger Things. Again, we talked about how Stranger Things, it's been like 7 years almost, or 5 years, a millennia since we saw the last season. Think about it. We have kids who saw Stranger Things, who probably liked it, who were like teenagers, who are in college. Who are in high school, junior high, who are in college.
Yeah, true.
Now, you know what I mean? Since the last season. Yeah. So, that's hard to keep viewership for that. People aren't just going to buy that for something. I could save thousands of dollars if I just skip, subscriptions between seasons of Stranger Things.
They'll just come up with one thing that was really big and then nothing for a while. So people would unsubscribe and then go back, right? Because they don't want to make that monthly payment. They'll make it when the next big thing comes. Yeah.
And a lot of people complain about, especially like the YouTubers and stuff, but they'll complain about how formulaic Marvel stuff is. But it's formulaic because they know.
Works.
Yeah. It's like you might have something that's bigger than the other shows. Like WandaVision was like crazy big. Loki was crazy big. And then the other shows like are okay. But they know that, hey, we're going to get a minimum number of new subscribers, a minimum number of viewers for this particular show. If we hit that number, we're good. We're going to rinse and repeat. Like
and
Netflix doesn't know
to other shows,
and they collect other shows.
So it forces people to have to watch it. Or like, Doctor Strange is coming out, we have to watch WandaVision. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, it's an ecosystem.
Yeah.
Whereas Netflix doesn't even know. Like when, like I always bring up Squid Games. Netflix did not know that was going to be such a hit.
Yeah.
They had no way. They were just like, what?
Yeah, let's just do it. Yeah.
They only bought it once, and now they're going to have to pay buku bucks because they didn't sign the creator up for like a multi-season deal. So they just bought the show, and now he didn't get paid that much, but now he's going to take him to the bank.
Yeah.
Because, if they're still around, we'll see. I think there's a lot of things that Netflix is going to have to change. But the story here is that streaming's not dead because Disney Plus is doing all right. So, all right. Anything? Is that it?
That was it.
Okay. Well, now it's time for...
It's Taste Talk with Tracy. Mash some magic in your mouth.
All right. So I figured we'd talk about the last two things from the Food and Wine Festival were these drinks we had. The first one is the chocolate marshmallow cold brew cocktail. Mm-hmm. And it was at one of the booths. I forgot which booth. Oh, the Delish booth or something. Mm-hmm. It has Irish whiskey, Joffrey's coffee, and the origin is from Mexico of that particular brew. Mm-hmm. Chocolate syrup, almond milk, and toasted marshmallow. So it tasted kind of like a s'mores coffee.
Yeah, and it was something that we weren't even planning to get. We just happened to be over there, I think. Yeah,
the line was long. It was the last weekend. And so I'm like, well, if I'm going to stand here, I'm going to get more than just
because we're going to get something else there.
We got the sliders, the Cuban sliders. So I figured I'd get a drink.
Yeah,
and try
I'm glad
it.
you did because it's one of the best drinks I've ever had.
Yeah, it was. A lot of people are like, we're interested to see what you thought because it sounded like a interesting combination. But it's basically like Irish coffee, like a Bailey's
like a
kind of cold brew. Yeah, cold Irish coffee with marshmallow.
Yeah, it works though.
Yeah.
It worked. I liked it. And the whiskey, they didn't skip on the whiskey. So the whiskey was pretty good. Sometimes with Disney drinks, you can't taste it.
Yeah.
Like the next one we're going to talk about. But this one you could. And it had a little kick to it. So I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I recommend
if it comes out again somewhere.
Yeah. Their cold brews usually are okay. But when they put a lot of these other stuff in it, it makes it taste better.
Yeah.
So the next thing we had was the strawberry rum chata. So it's basically a horchata with rum in it and strawberry sauce, which is really like the strawberry sauce is really like, the strawberry topping you put on a sundae.
Yeah.
Like that. Strawberry syrup.
And you said you saw her pouring in the rum.
Yes.
I could not taste the rum.
It's pre-mixed with the thing.
Okay.
So she didn't pour just the rum. It's like there were two things.
Regardless of how they do it, I couldn't taste
anything.
So it was a good drink, Yeah. But anytime that there is an alcoholic beverage, you're paying more.
Yes.
So, like, if this was a non-alcoholic beverage, because they do have a non-alcoholic version, it's probably like $7 cheaper,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It was good, but I don't know if I can recommend it if you're going there for the little alcoholic kick. So, but if you're just going there for the taste, that's good, but then get the non-alcoholic version.
Think it's because it's pre-mixed.
Yeah.
So there was a sprout or whatever it's called with regular horchata, and there was one that's alcoholic, like rum chata.
Yeah.
So you did use the right one, but it's pre-mixed. Like I didn't see her pour a shot or anything in there.
Yeah. Get the regular.
Get the regular.
That's the lesson.
Yeah. And they still have it. That one was at that Mexican restaurant in the Wharf, Cochina Cucamonga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they have the birria tacos.
Okay. But both of them taste good. Again, with the strawberry rum chata, get the regular. All right. Now,
all right. So, Red Car Trolley will be back this summer. The Red Car Trolley from DCA.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know where they've been storing it. Just probably behind the scenes.
I know. Where has it been? We see the tracks. But everyone's excited about that. I don't think the Newsies will be back, though. So
they were fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this goes along with why Disney say they've been making good revenue is, so there's a bunch of price increases and items removed at certain restaurants in Disneyland Resort, like the GCH Craftsman Grill.
Okay.
So there's no more lobster quesadilla because you've tried that and it was good. Mm-hmm. And then prices on the menu have increased like by $1 or $2 for each item.
Yeah.
And then also at Key Terrace in Disneyland Hotel. These are mostly Disney hotel restaurants that are, and there's some things there that they're taking out of the menu and then they're adding like $1 or $2 for each item. So it goes with the inflation, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it looks like Disney World or Disney Company is still planning to relocate Imagineers to Orlando for 2024 because the Imagineering hiring ads still indicates Orlando area, despite the conflicts with Florida.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're still getting good.
So it's still
good
moving
revenue.
ahead to just relocating all Imagineers to Florida.
Because I don't think Disney believes that the Reedy Creek thing's going to stand eventually. Now, they did dismiss the lawsuits from the residents. I think we talked about it last week.
Yes,
who were suing.
that there was a lawsuit.
But the reason they dismissed it is because they filed it in federal court, and they said this is pretty much a state court issue.
See.
So they could file in the state court, and they probably did that because they figured that the state court would side with Florida's position. But then, that's what legal procedure is for, right? You got to start where you got to start, and then you could always appeal to federal court. So if they wanted to do that, then do that. But I don't know if they would even then, because this is not the freedom of speech issue. This is the taxing issue.
The tax, yeah.
And I guess states can tax kind of however they want. So I don't know if they'll be successful. We'll see if Disney files any suits in the future. But the fact that Disney's still going forward, and I'm sure it's kind of hard to turn a train around once it's already left the tracks.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So I don't think that they're going to reverse, people moving there and moving a lot of their operations there. Something big would have to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Reedy Creek could do that, but again, that's not going to, even if we just left everything alone, it's not supposed to take effect until next year. And then again, like I said, we don't even know if Chapek will be the CEO by then. If he leaves, the new CEO could tell DeSantis, hey, we got rid of him because, he doesn't like you. And then DeSantis is like, okay, we give you Reedy Creek back or something. Who knows? They make all kinds of shady deals in the business world.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I trust the corporates, the corpos
of course you
to
do.
run the world.
I know you do.
Everything will be smooth. Nobody's going to go out of business.
Tracy wants to put chips in all your heads.
Yeah. Just
She just wants order.
Drink the Kool-Aid. You'll be fine.
Drink the Kool-Aid. Tell that to the Nazis who were like protesting outside of Disney World. Everybody always likes to say, hey, why don't you guys ever go to Disney World? Nazis and alligators.
And hot, humid weather.
Yeah.
Dude, we complain when it's 80 degrees here.
And by the way, just because of
Nazis and alligators.
pretty much, man.
Oh, my.
Nazis, alligators. Oh, my.
I think there's supposed to be 3 things.
Oh, yeah.
Because isn't it lions and tigers and bears? Oh, my.
Sinkholes, Nazis, and alligators. Oh, my.
DeSantis, Nazis, and alligators. Oh, my. Just kidding.
Yeah, I didn't put that in one of our talking points because Tracy starts going off and getting all weird.
No. All I'm saying is I'm not scared because I trust
Anytime you have to say all I'm saying means you went too far. I never say all I'm saying.
I'm not worried. I trust that corporations have a lot of power and they will get their way. That's all. Yeah.
Tracy doesn't want a fascist state. She wants a corporatocracy. She just wants corporations to run everything.
Because they have like processes and stuff, It's like they have order.
They have like email. Nazis don't have email.
No, they have order. They have processes and order.
Nazis are some of the most orderly people in history.
No, but they don't have a moral compass.
Oh yeah, corporations do. Oh boy. That's a good way to end the podcast. We do have our giveaway still, and so just send us who is your favorite Star Wars character via Facebook or Instagram, or email us or on the blog, and you will get as many entries as you enter.
Oh wait, I had one more dot point.
This is important.
It's just quick. It's just the Magic Key holder lawsuit is moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
Disney filed a motion to dismiss, and the judge denied it, so it's just moving forward.
Yeah. I don't see how it was going to get dismissed.
Again, but I trust Disney to do whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, Tracy's against a 1984 future. She's more into a RoboCop future.
No, because that's not a corp.
That's corporate.
Corporate provided the robots.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe not that much. That's too extreme.
Oh, all righty. So, yeah, next year Tracy will be providing barcodes to our listeners, tattoo on their arms, and we'll be providing that free of charge. So, at least for the first 100. And we will talk to you guys next week. We have another cast member spotlight. And I'm Brian.
I'm Tracy.
Stay magical.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe and visit us at www.ropedroppingknowledge.com.